texting her and asking her to unmute.
Okay, and we got Mr. and Mrs. Rocca.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't see Miss Delano.
She said it says Amy's iPhone.
Okay.
We can't see her.
Right, there we go.
We typically do not allow iPhones
Oh,
because they cause a bunch of trouble. We'll see if she is able to sign on. My
okay.
standing orders say no iPhones.
I apologize, Your Honor. I did not pick up on that. Amy, are you there?
Well,
Yes, I am.
Can you show your video?
I think it says it is.
There you are.
There we go.
Oh, let me see if. Yeah,
all right. All right, Ms. Delano and Mr. and Mrs. Rocca, if you will raise your right hands, please. Do you and each of you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth, so help you God?
I do.
I do.
yes, I do.
Okay, can you stop walking, Ms. Delano?
Yes. Sorry, I was trying to get to my car.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead, Ms. Packard?
Okay, Your Honor, I would, if we can start with the airship, I'd like to call Alton Rocca.
Okay, go right ahead.
Okay, Mr. Rocca, could you please state your name for the court?
Alton Joseph Rocca.
And how did you know Christian? Did you know Christian Michael Sykes?
Yes, we've been best friends since elementary.
Okay. Did you stay in touch with Christian over his lifetime?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it true that Christian died on August 12th, 2023 at the age of 45?
Yes.
You know what, Ms. Delano, I just realized it's cold outside, so if you want to get in your car, go ahead.
Thank you.
At the time of his death, did Christian reside in Jefferson County, Texas?
Yes, he did.
And to your knowledge, did Christian have a will at the time of his death?
No, ma'am, not to my knowledge.
Are you familiar with Christian's family members?
Yes.
Was Christian married at the time of his death?
Yes, to Amy Delano.
Okay. Did you know Christian well enough that he would have told you if he had any other marriages other than to Amy?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Did Christian have any children?
One child, Jude.
Is that Jude Michael Sykes?
Yes, it is.
Did Christian have any children who died before he did?
No.
Is it true that Christian had a stepdaughter that he helped raise?
Yes, ma'am, Hannah.
Okay, and if Christian's obituary mentioned him having a son and a daughter, do you believe that so-called daughter would be Hannah? Would be referencing? But Hannah was not adopted by Christian, was she?
No.
Did Christian ever adopt any children?
No, he did not.
Did Christian bring any children into his home and raise them like his own children? Other than,
No, he
let me
did not.
clarify, other than Jude and Hannah. Okay. So is it your opinion that Christian had just one child at the time of his death?
Yes, ma'am.
And you don't personally stand to inherit anything from Christian's estate, do you?
No, I do not.
Were you offered anything for your testimony today?
No, I was not.
Your Honor, I have no further questions for Mr.
Okay,
Rock.
you read your affidavit of fact concerning the identity of heirs, Mr. Rocca?
Yes.
Everything contained in that document is true and correct and within your personal knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Rocca, you agree with all of the testimony of your husband?
Yes.
And you likewise have read the proof of death, the affidavit of fact concerning the identity of heirs?
Yes.
And everything contained in that document is true and correct and within your personal knowledge?
Yes.
Okay, and Judge Gregory, do you have any questions of these witnesses?
No, Your Honor, I stand on my report. Thank you.
Court takes notice of your report, has already signed your order. Ms. Packard, you may proceed with Mrs. Delano.
Okay, Ms.
Your Honor,
Talano.
may I be excused?
You may.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Gregory.
Thank you.
Ms. Talano, can you state your name for the court record?
Yes, Amy Elizabeth Teleno.
And what is your relationship to Christian Michael Sykes?
I'm his wife.
And is it true that your husband died on August 12th, 2023 at the age of 45?
Yes, it is.
Independent.
And at the time of his death, was Christian living in Jefferson County, Texas?
Yes,
And to your knowledge, did Christian have a will at the time of his death?
he did not.
And is there a need for you to administer his estate to collect his assets and distribute his assets?
Yes.
Did Christian have any real property at the time of his death?
We owned a home together, and he owned a property that he had owned before our marriage.
Do you understand that if the judge appoints you as a dependent administrator, you cannot sell that property without authority from the judge?
Yes, I do.
Did your husband own any vehicles at the time of his death?
Not in his name. We had a car that we had purchased together that was in my name.
And what would you say the value of that vehicle would be?
About $1,000.
So his share would be 500. His estate share would be $500. Is that
Ms.
accurate?
Packard, I'll let you
Yes.
take care of all that information on the inventory.
Okay, Your
Uh,
Honor. Okay.
You
Then-
can just ask her if the proof of death and other facts is true, correct?
So, Ms. Talano, have you read the proof of death and other facts that was sent to you?
Yes.
And is the information in the proof of death true and accurate to the best of, and within your personal knowledge?
Yes, it is.
And you stand by that proof of death and other facts that you've previously signed and will submit to the court again?
Yes.
All
Okay.
right. So what you're going to do, Mr. and Mrs. Rocca, is you'll sign your affidavit of facts concerning the identity of heirs before a notary public, just as your names are typed on there, assuming they're correct. Return those to Ms. Packard. She'll e-file those with the Jefferson County Clerk. Ms. Teleno, you will sign your proof of death and other facts in your oath, and also return those to Ms. Packard for e-filing. I'll sign the order authorizing administration of the estate. I'm going to send Ms. Packard, or we're going to email her some instruction sheets, which she's going to need to go over with you, Ms. Delano, which you're going to need to sign, acknowledging your understanding of your duties and responsibilities. And make sure you cooperate with her in doing an inventory. The estates code is going to require one to be filed within 90 days of the date that I sign the order. But other than that, I know she'll guide you through the process. So I hope everything goes well. And thank y'all so much for being here today.
Your
Thank you.
Honor, if I may, in the proposed order that I sent to you, we had a blank line for the bond amount. And so I would request that we have a $12,000 corporate surety bond, if that seems appropriate to you, Your Honor.
Did we submit an affidavit of assets with it? Let me look real quick.
Okay. As I've reviewed the assets with Ms. Talano, other than the real estate, the assets should not exceed $12,000. So we're hoping to have a minimum bond in this case if the judge requires such a bond.
All righty, that'll be fine.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. I apologize. That's
All right,
not
y'all
normally
have a
how you
great
do
week.
that.
Take care now.